This program contains coarse language and discusses mature themes. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Wait. There you are.
Well,
there you are.
that's a different camera. Hold on. Now am I here?
Yep.
Okay. Duly noted. I can't use the right side of my laptop. Because, oh my God, that's so stupid.
Isn't technology great?
You know what? It's so dumb that we totally depend on technology, and it always me over because after I hung up, because I hung up, my ring light fell over, my dog starts barking. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
How am I for framing?
You look fantastic. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Oh shoot, I gotta do another intro. Sorry, because this is the second one, you guys. Welcome back to the Ugly Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Darth Ginger, and this is Barbie, aka 13GothBarbie.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, I love when you say hi like that. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. It's so cute. Well, how are you?
Good. Just been chilling. Huh?
You just been chilling?
Just been chilling today. Really just kind of took a lazy morning. Did not try to even I didn't do a good morning set photo because I didn't actually get my makeup done or anything until 1.
Oh yeah, it's a lazy day for us. Woof. Because you're in Vegas, and I'm sure it's as hot as there as it is here in Phoenix.
Pretty much. It definitely gets brutal out here. We're not. I mean, it was 85 yesterday, but it definitely felt warmer. And yeah, we were hitting 120s last year.
And we're gonna do it again.
Yay!
Yay! Can't wait. Oh,
Can't wait for my NV energy bill.
God. Yeah. Terrible. So tell the world a little bit about yourself, because we met on Fet, and I've been following you for a while. You've been following me for a while, so we're both fangirling over here.
Pretty much. I'm like, holy shit, I get to be on Ginger's podcast. Yeah. Oh, I just completely blow up the first 5 minutes.
It's okay. Sorry, Calvin and Julie. I love you.
I'm sorry. So first off, I'm pretty vulgar. As you may have figured out.
That's why I like you. That's why I like you so much. We play like sailors, but more, way more.
I mean, where do you want me to start?
So let's start with how you got into the kink world.
I got into the kink world way sooner than I should have. Back when I was a teen, playing around with the people I was dating, and at that point we were exploring BDSM in our late teens to mid-teens to late teens. And honestly, 90% of our gear was just improvised. Just combining weird shit. I mean, flogger made out of you remember those necklaces in the late 90s, early 2000s that were the really tiny little beads, and it's basically for dog tags?
Yeah.
Yeah, making a flogger out of that.
Whoa.
Just straight up taking a plank of wood, carving out your own paddle. You're yeah, it used to be a fence post. It's fine.
That is some beautiful imagination right there.
I mean, country girl, though. I'm from Virginia.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm originally from Virginia. Country girl. We do different out in the country. We jerry rig everything. Handles made of duct tape. Yeah,
Yeah. It works. I mean, I love a good redneck, technology. It's beautiful. I think it's very fascinating.
I attended a number of Black Rose events out of DC over the years, throughout my early 20s to mid 20s, and have just really engaged with the BDSM community throughout my whole life, in one aspect or another. Um, it's I I guess one of the best ways to put it is, and it's a very telling statement from me of like, no, if your BDSM test results are more than 3 months old, they're out of date. And if they're not out of date, you're doing something wrong.
Oh wait, now I feel bad because mine are definitely 3 months out of date. Shoot, thanks for reminding me. I gotta take mine.
Right. But to me, it's a level of like, I may go and take the test and I can go, okay, so that's what I'm definitely vibing with right now. And that's what I go explore and push into. And 3 months later, I'm like, where am I at now? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm doing that now. I mean, that tracks. Okay.
Yeah, because if you guys don't know and are getting annoyed by me saying this on every episode, BDSMtest.org, please sponsor this podcast, please. I talk about you every time. But for some people, it does change, but for a lot of people, it doesn't change. So it's always interesting when I get to talk to people that it does change just a little bit.
Even if it doesn't change, it'll still change to a degree. Mm-hmm. Because like you could have where, let's say somebody is absolutely submissive, rope bunny, brat, as like the top three. And like those levels may never change. They're not necessarily going to change order, but like, okay, you were at 90, now you're down to like 80. Oh, you're back up to like 97. Like, there are slight fluctuations.
Our ring lights are messing with us.
It's a panel light. Hang on, I'm going to hit the other light.
Okay. Technology is just not our thing today at all.
Apparently not. I mean, it's probably really mad that like I'm in the garage with the heat.
Probably.
You want the fan pointed at you? Would that help?
That's what I have with mine doing right now.
So I mean, like I've always been in and around the scene. I've always just kind of done my own thing, and I did mention it to you before that like pre-transition, I had actually done a bit of cam work. I had done some photography work.
I was going to ask about that because you are post-trans now.
Mm-hmm.
Like you because you said that you had posted your writing the other day and people were surprised that light is going to fucking kill you. But yeah, you're post-trans because a lot of people said that they didn't even know that you were born as a male.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy because I'm not even thinking about it. I just thought that you were a very hot chick.
Well, I mean, here's the honest thing is that like, when I had to fly back to Virginia for family funeral, my dad's best friend came in for it, and I hadn't seen him in 6-7 years. And when he got out of the car, he's looking around the parking lot. I'm just standing there, and he looked right at me. And he had no idea who I was. People that knew my brother do not recognize, like it's not comparable. And I've still got a ways to go. Still got technically 3 more years of hormone changes.
Wow. How has that journey been for you? Because I'm so curious about that kind of stuff, and I'm sure everyone else is too.
Brutal. In all honesty, there are changes that happen to the body that we don't get a pamphlet. We get random Reddit threads of like, I started developing really, really bad sciatica pain. And I didn't know what it was from. And I finally managed to find the right search terms, and it brought me to a Reddit thread that was like, oh yeah, no, that's part of your that is known as the pelvic shift.
Oh.
That is actually, so fun fact, a lot of trans women, on average, will decrease in height by 2.5 inches.
Whoa.
It's actually from a combination of two things: the compression of the spine, as well as rotation of the pelvic bone, of the actual pelvic hips, into a
Wow.
more downward position.
I don't know why I'm trying to like get myself there. This is not gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
Did that happen to
And
you?
then, yeah,
Oh.
I still deal with it. Okay, you know, it still spikes up at points and decreases, but no, I definitely have noticed, you know, the shift, how my pelvis sits. And like, you want to tell me that that's not painful? No, it my skeletal structure is reshaping itself.
Yeah, I was gonna make a silly joke and be like, "Yeah, I'm menstruating right now. I'm on my period, but I'm pretty sure you're winning on pain level." Like,
Oh, oh, sweetie, don't you know? I have one.
isn't that crazy? I found that out like right after you and I
Yeah,
talked the other day. I was like looking it up. I was like, I wonder.
I get every symptom but the bleeding.
Oh, I would
And
rather have the bleeding with it because at least you like know. Like that's you're just like, no, it's just my time in the month and I'm pissed off. But you save money on tampons.
pretty much, but I mean, like, here's the crazy thing is, and I can tell anybody out there who has ever wondered which is worse, getting kicked in the balls or cramps, fucking cramps, shut the hell up, stop complaining. I have firsthand experience to tell you both sides of this equation. And I will
Wow.
tell you, getting kicked in the nuts is absolutely nothing compared to I'm going to take 4 Advil, smoke an entire blunt by myself, and then curl up with my heating pad and hope I can pass out.
It's terrible. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Like, congrats
I
on your
also,
transition, but like, it's not worth it at all.
well, like I get I get the menstruation cycle. I also have an ovulation cycle, and I get different cramps for those.
That is crazy.
I'm also sure that there's probably somebody writing in the comment section right now, like, but you don't have a uterus. You're right, I don't. I don't. But fun fact, the cramps that come from menstruation and ovulation actually come from the abdominal muscles, not from the uterus itself. So today you learned.
Yeah, get educated, you guys. All right, it's go back to school if you're that person. I swear to God, I'll kick you in the balls so fucking hard, like forever, for eternity. That's crazy. Can
I mean,
you get pregnant?
no
No.
uterus.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay.
There was a doctor, he was an actual OBGYN. He matched with me on Hinge, and he made a comment about like, I just don't want to get you pregnant. And I was like, sweetie, if you get me pregnant, it's worthy of a medical journal. Like,
Oh my God.
you're an OBGYN, sir. What? This is why our healthcare system is fucked.
It's so weird. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. That is such a beautiful journey because you have definitely gone through a journey in not only your transition but your experiences in the industry and the kink world.
Yeah.
I know that you had expressed that you wanted to talk about a certain situation.
The one that happened, God, like 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, about 2
Was that?
weeks now.
Or no,
I don't.
it was last Wednesday. Last Wednesday, actually.
Last Wednesday, yeah. So I don't really know how to
Feels
preface
like
it,
longer.
but yeah, I know. Yeah, I feel like it was a longer time. But if you, I don't know how to preface this. I don't know how to set this up. But if you just want to like tell, because people need to hear this story because when you told me, I like again, my knee pits were sweating.
Yeah,
I sweat so much now.
It was a scary experience. You know, I replied to an ad. Guy was looking for fundamentally what he wanted was a girl to go down to the strip and take public photos exposing herself.
Well, let me preface this really quick because you do work in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do work in the adult industry and you've been in the adult industry for quite a while now.
Yeah, in and around it at least.
So how long have you been in the industry?
In the industry, total time, probably about like 3 years total combined between pre-transition and now,
Okay.
to some degree. So I mean, not super long, but like I've definitely been around. And like back in Virginia, we had a major porn studio in my hometown, which is the best or the worst kept secret in our hometown because technically,
you said
like,
that's the worst so quickly.
yeah, well, like it's that factor of like you can't film porn in Virginia.
Oh,
There's
it's
like
illegal?
it's illegal. But like there's this one major company that is from my hometown, and we all know that the giant warehouse is where they film the videos. Like everybody in town knows it. So I mean, I've been around it for so long because like I always had friends that were working in the industry out there. I have had friends that work in the industry out here, and I've had some connection to it. God, probably my entire adult life. So I've been in around. I've worked with. I've had enough friends that were models. I've had friends that were professional. That worked in brothels. I've had friends that have worked doing straight up sex work, and I've always been very open about it and honest with not just about my own experiences, but talking to them and letting them have a place that they can talk safely about it because that is something that's important for me.
Yeah.
Is
Having a
what
good solid group of people that you feel safe with talking about that kind of stuff.
well, and also trying to destigmatize what we do. It's the At the end of the day, prostitution is the oldest occupation in the world.
Mhm.
And whether you are just doing photos, whether you are doing solo videos, whether you're doing actual full on professional videos, or if you are just working as a prostitute,
Yeah.
we're all in this together.
Well,
And there is,
in a previous episode, I talked to a guest who was like, everyone is pretty much a prostitute, even if you are, working in the porn industry or not. If you go to work at a gas station, you're selling your body for money. Like,
facts.
we're
And
all
see,
a
like,
bunch of hoes. Like,
well, like I went for my STI screening on Monday, right? Yesterday. And like the doctors could not figure out why I was there because they're like, "You're here for an STI screening." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, what are your symptoms?" "None." "Why are you here?" And I was like, I finally just got to a point where I'm like, I work in the adult industry. I have a hardcore shoot on Friday. I need to get my testing done. And they're like, "Oh, okay."
why do you have to question that? Why can't it just a normal person who like has
Also,
like a 9-to-5 job?
like we should encourage everyone to get regular screening. Like not not just our industry.
No.
So I have a lot of experience in the industry and knowing what jobs are good, what jobs are legit, and knowing how to gauge jobs.
And
I think that's what
apparently
you're
this
looking
one
for.
that apparently this one that you were attempting to do did not go that well.
No, no, it was an anonymous ad, which no issue. He wanted um voyeur or exhibitionist style photography on the strip in the evening, which is going to be one of the most crowded times for the strip. At this point, fair, would you say it's fair to call it a high risk job? And he was paying pro rates. Um, that job alone was going to be 1,600, which fantastic. That's the pay rate I'm expecting for that kind of job because of the risk entailed.
When you talk about pay rate, is it like is that like during the like duration of like hour or like what does that like go by?
This is going to be payment up front, and then the details of it was that he was actually going to call me and direct me around the strip to certain locations to take photos, certain types of photos. And at that point, send him the photos. So at this point, like, I'm not going to have direct contact with him. He's probably, in all honesty, at that point, watching me from some hotel room.
Right.
And when he found out that I was a pro, he got irate. Absolutely lost his shit. And is like yelling at me through text because to me, I was getting ready day of for this. I'm like, hey, do you have a particular eyeshadow color that you would like today? Because you're paying me pro rates. I'm gonna at least find out if you want a preferred fucking eyeshadow.
Yeah.
Like, would you like a particular color panties here? Like, I can.
Right. I'll cater to it if you're gonna pay me this much. Like, yeah, absolutely.
Right. And he questioned like why I was asking this. And I was like, look, this is what I offered any client that I do this for. And that's when he lost it. And went off.
You dropped the C word. Ooh.
Mhm.
You dropped the C word, client. No newbies are gonna use the word client.
Nope.
I learned that very early.
Yep. And he lost it. Starts yelling at me. He's like, I specifically want inexperienced girls desperate for money. And I'm like, oh, what the hell? That's a huge, terrifying statement on its own, let alone to be followed up with because it's, quote, about the act of control.
That is so fucking foul.
Yeah. And and you got to take into account, think about the scenario of this. No physical contact, you never actually see him, but he's in your ear for this entire time. Any inexperienced girl that takes this job is going to go home feeling absolutely violated.
Oh, yeah, that is, you need a big old bath, real bad after that. Like, that is just, or cold shower or something. That's just, ugh.
Yeah, he gave me more details that definitely led me to believe he was probably a high-level executive from LA. And that he was looking to have somebody as a facsimile for probably a woman in his office he can't control.
You know, I like to think that, you know, I usually appreciate and respect everyone's kinks, but that is just beyond border. Like, that is one, like,
Right.
I'm so angry at this person. I swear to God, if this person ever finds this podcast, I fucking hate you. You're a piece of shit. Like, I think
also,
you're
I still
so
want my
fucking low.
1600 for the trouble, asshole.
Right? Yeah, you over fucking 60. That is insane, because if it hadn't been you, like, someone else could have gotten really taken advantage of. And I hope no one picked that up.
Oh, I guarantee you somebody did.
So
I guarantee
awful.
you. And see, I immediately reached out to my security team because anytime I go on any kind of job, whether it's photography, whether it's something like this where I'm doing a very something specifically with a client, or if I am just going on a date, they have my exact location.
Yep.
There are individuals in that group that very possibly are watching me from a distance. I have them in close proximity. They have a tracking on me. I am armed, 100%. I take anywhere I go. I have already pre-planned. I have numerous exits. It's all of this is the things that I have to do, and I've actually had to learn. This is what's necessary to keep me safe.
Yes.
How many people working in our industry out there don't know these things?
It's terrifying. I mean, even because I told you I went on a lunch date yesterday, and I made sure I turned all my locations on for everyone in my team. I'm like, hey, this is exactly where I'm going. I'm going to turn my notifications on for you. Like, just keep an eye on me, and because you have to have that kind of stuff. Don't if you have to have this anxiety rush of being like, oh, no one knows what I'm doing, tee maybe something will happen. Don't fucking do that. That's not cool.
No,
That's so
because I
terrifying.
guarantee you, when it happens, you're not going to be going tee.
Yeah. And that's just for. I was like that even before being in the industry. Like it's
Yeah.
it's
Well,
sad to think that.
that lunch that you went to yesterday, what was crazy about that for me today is I had two lengthy conversations with two professional photographers today.
Hmm.
And I was actually tempted to screenshot them to send them to you to go, no. This is what it should look like.
Yeah.
Because like I replied to an ad in a local modeling group here in town. Guy came back, was like, nope, you'd be perfect for this. This is, we exchanged socials. He went and looked at my portfolio. I was looking at his. There was conversation over our different photography styles. Like,
which also, I'm going to point that out. Your photography style is amazing. You are so, because you do in front of camera and behind it. Like you are like a jack of all trades when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like you are so talented.
I do my own lighting. I do all my own photography. I do my own editing.
Incredible. It's so amazing.
And I will tell you that when I'm shooting myself, my shot success rate is usually above 80%.
Okay. Dang. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and strut that. Okay, good flex.
I will. So speaking of my photography, you talked about how all of my photography and even my TikToks convey a certain feeling.
I was literally about to pull. I had my phone in my lap. I was going to pull up your TikTok.
I wanted to ask you about a particular set I did.
Oh, is it the one you asked me about earlier?
No.
Oh.
Death of a Matriarch.
I gotta go look at your TikTok. I turned it off all day because I was getting ready for this.
No, it's a set I did on FetLife.
Oh, okay.
It was Death of a Matriarch. It was the death of my grandmother.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about how you felt with seeing that.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. It just popped. My TikTok is still open to the one that you posted about me being on parkour. That's literally the last time I was on TikTok, was just watching you.
I mean, okay, and to be fair to Ginger here, I posted like 9 hard thirst traps this morning.
Yo.
Like you saw the striptease one, right?
I know, I did. So you're talking about the one with the quotes and everything to the woman who took my childhood from me?
No.
What?
This is the one I did on FetLife. It's in my writing.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So with that one, for me in my own personal life, I took that to my relationship with my mother. I don't really know if I want to tell the internet about that yet.
No, and that's fair.
Yeah.
More because when you brought up how all of my photographs, you feel like you're there.
Yeah, you tell a beautiful story. I mean, it because for me, I used to love reading books when I was a kid, and then I started watching more movies and whatnot, and like listening to podcasts and whatnot. I was like, okay, cool, I don't need to read because I can read really fast, but then I skim through things, so I'd rather hear or see it. And all
Dyslexia.
your posts. Do I have dyslexia?
I have it.
Oh, I was like.
Well, you might, because I didn't know for years, and then it was like something happened, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm dyslexic." Is that why? Oh my god, that's why.
Yeah, I don't have dyslexia. It's just there's a reason why I didn't finish high school. It's because I got so bored because I was reading the same shit, already knew it, and wanted to move on with life. And I can't read because I can my what is it called? Like a reading per minute, the RPM? No, that is definitely it's like words. It's words per minute. It's a WPM. It's so high, and I could skim through a whole page. Like there'll be times like my boyfriend, he'll be playing a video game, and there's like a huge dialogue on the screen, and like within 10 seconds, I've read it, and I'm like, move on with the game, and he's like, well, I'm still reading. I'm like, honey, I've already read it. Move on.
Same.
And so, but with visuals and stuff, I could look at that for so long and like visualize and like dissect it and like look at different parts and put it all together. And then your photos, like it tells like a beautiful story. You know, whether it's a sad story or a happy story, like they all tell something, and it all connects so well. So it's like you post, you know, a few photos every day, and I can tell what kind of mood you're in, what you're going through, what's happening that day, and I fucking love that.
Yeah.
It's very creative, and I love doing that shit. That's why people are always like, why do you post like 10 times a day? I'm telling the story of my fucking life. If you want to know more, buy my Snapchat, please.
Well, and like at the end of the day, you know, I live my life unapologetically me. You know, as you see me sitting here, like, yeah, I did my makeup for this, but like this is how you see me at Target.
Yeah.
Like this is how you will see me just walking to the gas station. I look like this, but in a sports bra when I'm out riding my longboard. I don't just play a goth girl on the internet. I am one. You know, you went nuts over my love languages post the other day.
I did.
I thought you'd like that one.
Of course. Are you kidding? Oh my god.
Like, no, please give me a vial of your blood. That is like the sexiest thing ever, please. I'm that chick.
I love it.
But I always try to convey that. I try to tell a story. I'm surprised you haven't asked about me posting in other languages.
Well, welcome to the podcast. What do you think you're here for? Because I was gonna ask that. Do you think that I just don't have a full notebook? Like, it's not. What? Yes, tell me more about it.
Whenever you see me post in another language, it's Lithuanian. I speak Lithuanian to my kids.
Wow. Where did you learn Lithuanian?
I am Lithuanian.
That's hot. Sorry.
I'm Lithuanian
great.
Romani.
Fuck.
And wait. You know how you were saying that like I'm in a very niche category?
Yeah.
Yeah. Last known, the last updated population records that we have, they estimate that there are 2,500 of us left in the world.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you're like a very rare Pokemon. That's cool.
I'm a shiny.
You're shiny. You're the ones that we got when the Pokemon movie came out in theaters in like 2001.
Okay, if that's the case, then I'm like the weird missing go from that you get like riding the Lapis back and forth between the lighthouse.
Yeah. If you guys don't know that reference, you're too young. Get the fuck out of here.
That part. And if you don't know the reference, you are way too young for my DMs.
Yeah. Go. Please. But make sure you hit the subscribe button.
That part. And also subscribe to my OnlyFans because I need the money.
Yeah, please.
Because
Yeah.
you know, I had a major job fall through and I gotta pay rent.
Yeah, and it's crazy for me to think that you're on OF. Like, how is that treating you? Because I'm
Not well.
I'm notorious for hating on OF, not because of the content creators. I just hate OF in general, especially after they changed the rules and regulations at the beginning of the year.
Well, the simple answer is I'm on OF until there's a better option.
Right.
And like, I got approached by a company that runs a very similar platform to OF, but they are more fetish based.
That's cool.
And I was like, cool, I could put more of my content there, but it's the same payment method. It's the same, they're taking the same amount of money. I'm like, I could put more of my content, but like, I'm not, the percentages still suck.
Yeah. I appreciate everyone that does content, because I told you this story that I have a friend who was on LF and she got a flag. I think she got flagged or removed or something just because her profile picture had cleavage in
That's
it.
happened to me twice.
So ridiculous. Like, way to like really restrict, because OF got big because of
I
adult
mean,
content creators.
A lot of my fetish content that I've put on FetLife, I've tried to post on FetLife or I've tried to post on OF, and OF is just, it'll get flagged immediately.
It's crazy. The fact that I'm starting to lose my faith in sites like that, because I used to do content like that. I would post it on manyvids.com, which
Yeah,
they're still great. I made all my videos free because I haven't made any content like that in about 4 years, and I was like, fuck it, because it got to the point where they're taking such a big cut out of me that I listed all of my stuff for like $250. I'm just like, if someone really wants to do this, go ahead and buy it. I had one person buy a video, and I was like, don't ever do that ever again. And they're like, no, you're so worth it. I'm like, no, it was like a 10-minute video of me just like fucking myself with a glass dildo. Not worth it.
right? I mean, like, and I will tell everybody out there, like, if you love my content, you want to help support me in what I do, I've got my Cash App up, I've got my Amazon wish list.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, I've got my OnlyFans, but I get paid out of that like once a month on like weirdest payment days possible. And then I have to wait like 5 days for it to actually hit my account, which makes no sense to me. Because like I can Cash App you $20 right now and you will have it instantly. And I'm like, OF, seriously? Yeah. Like, I have a bank. I have an actual bank.
Yeah. Yeah. No, content creators need to they need to get paid more. I don't understand why content creators on OF get such a cut like that. Because I mean, like, I know it's 80-20 still, right? Or is it more now? Yeah, it's still 80-20. Yeah, and that's still a lot. I mean, especially unless you're like some big timer. I know a lot of people who are big timers on there. I've had them on here, and good for them. But like, for 80-20, even if I went on there, I probably, in my experience, because I was a former cam girl on MFC, and I used to like make like $1,000 a week, but that would turn into like $700, and it's like, well, why not just get off of this and, like you said, go through Cash App or Venmo or PayPal, or whatever, and get the full cut?
Right.
They're really defeating themselves. Well, PayPal, please don't fucking watch this episode, because I know you banned me like 10 years ago. So
yeah, no, fuck PayPal. Fuck PayPal.
I'm sorry,
I don't use them for that.
I wish I could accept international payment, but they banned me 10 years ago because they don't like sex workers.
No, they don't.
They're awful, and that's fine, and I respect that. But Cash App and Venmo so far have been amazing. I love you guys. Sponsor? Don't sponsor.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous because we put in so much work. I used to love making content. I got really artsy, really creative. One of my favorite things that I did is I did a Little Mermaid scene, and I loved it so much. It was so much fun. And
I mean, there's so many shoots that I want to do and I want to give people, but I don't have the funds.
Yeah.
And like, I do props, like Cyber Barbie. I built that entire prop. Like, I will build my props. I just need money for supplies. And like, I'm looking at camming. Absolutely, as a possibility. But like I talked to you about, just getting on my own site. Because the other problem with OF is most of the people on there are looking for girls next door.
Yeah, you are a very unique person. It's incredible. And that's what I love more about you. I don't want a girl next door.
I'm not what they're looking for. And that's fine. I am not for everybody. I get that. 100%.
I want to get that.
I mean, I'll just send you my address.
No. This is not a podcast of me just hitting on you continuously.
I mean, it can be. Oh, no.
I could be out
Stop.
of Vegas
Don't.
quickly with like a locked room. Like, I'm sorry, Calvin and Julie. Please be nice to me in this edit. And
How you doing over there?
I'm fine. I'm sweaty. I'm so glad I chose to wear a black t-shirt. Yeah. Yeah, so it's if you guys want us to make content, you have to understand that it takes funds. It's not free to just like, do that kind of stuff. Because we want it like it's not just because you and I think we can relate that we want to make it creative. It's not just like us like fucking ourselves, Like you can get that anywhere. But for us, we're such creative artists that we want to make it so different and so unique.
100%.
Wait, I don't know if that showed up. I hope it showed up in the recording.
No, it didn't.
Trying to collect myself and you fucking sent a message. That's a really good one. Oh man.
All right. Today you learned.
Yeah, but no, like it helps to have like a community that like helps fund that stuff. It's $5 makes a big difference,
It really can. And like I have sets that I have planned and I'm just waiting on the funds to do them. I've got the Catholic good one. Good one. I talked about it in one post of like the Catholic Church already hates me.
Yeah.
That shoot or that single shot has evolved so far from what I wrote in that original post. I want to do a triptych, which are you familiar with what a triptych is?
Very little. Please elaborate.
So a triptych is a type of medieval art, and it is most commonly seen in cathedrals.
Okay.
And
I would have never connected triptych to medieval times at all.
Yeah. Okay. It's actually seen a lot in cathedrals, and what you see is it's normally a center frame, a large painting in the center, and then there are two side panels that more often than not can fold in. And the two side panels basically give a little bit of preface to the main panel and a little bit of a little prologue after the main panel.
Oh.
And it's to tell a story. And the main panel, I want to do a shoot where I am in a nun's outfit, a slutty nun's outfit, in a church, masturbating to one of Galileo's writings, with a butt plug rosary around my neck. I want to be like on the pew with the candles lit behind, and standing behind me, I want a preferably like masked lesbian model dressed in soutane robes, priests' soutane robes, which, for those not familiar, those are the most formal attire for a father in the Catholic Church.
I'm so glad I'm wearing 2 bras right now because my nipples are so fucking hard.
Now, so you've got that as the center panel, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the
this is just a podcast of me getting turned on. What the fuck is that? I'm sorry, I'm listening.
On the left side panel, I want to have where I'm still wearing the nun's outfit, but the masked lesbian is actually dressed as or costumed as a demon praying with me.
That's some hot satanic shit.
The right side, I actually want that model dressed as an angel pouring melted chocolate into my mouth is a direct reference to the story of the nuns and the chocolate, which is where a group of, I want to say, German nuns were given the choice to choose between Christ and chocolate, and they chose chocolate.
Yeah.
and let me tell you, that story as the model for that is chosen specifically because the church is still really bitter about it after like hundreds of years. I also want to do a 14 series photo shoot where 7 of the photos show how I embody the 7 deadly sins in my daily life.
Ooh, I want to see that.
And then the other 7 show how I am the embodiment of each one of the 7 deadly sins in others.
That would be so fucking amazing.
Thank you. I have my Death of Americana shoot that I want to do. That one is it's got wearing the Lady Liberty crown, nude, dirt, some blood, and dragging a sword in one hand, like walking through the desert, just wearing the Liberty crown, dragging a sword, and having the torch by my side unlit. And like walking away from the city at sunset.
That would be incredible.
I then want to do, so this is a multi-series shoot. And that would be Death of Liberty. And then have where it's in a courtroom on my knees in white shibari, bound in white shibari rope, with a white blindfold around my head and the scales of justice in my teeth.
Your brain is so beautiful how you can come up with like such creative ideas like that. Like that is incredible.
That's the Death of Justice. And then the final one in that series would be dressed, wearing the Uncle Sam top hat and having like a long teardrop style pearl necklace to kind of replicate the beard. Nude at a craps table with a bunch of women around me, and then have on the poker table, basically the camera would be on the table seeing through like the chips and everything. And the edge of the chips would read Generation Alpha.
Whoa! That's what?
This is the kind of shoots I want to do. So okay, the fishing line shoot, right?
Yeah, that was beautiful. Oh my god, like incredible.
So the entire name of that shoot was Forest Nymph Bound in Bamboo, right? I want to do another fishing line shoot where I'm in a river or a creek, nude, bound in the fishing line, but
I'm sorry, it's pronounced crick.
Fair. And having the fishing line going back to the shore in different directions so that it looks like I'm being dragged on shore. I want to do another one where like out in the desert, bound with the just desert background as the earth. And I want to do one for air, which would be a very complicated shoot. It would involve high-speed camera shots. I want to take a bunch of fishing line and basically make a cradle and have myself partially bound and be actually like lay on that cradle suspended over the ground and have like a crash mat underneath and basically have it so that whenever the photographer decides, they can pull a release and the cradle drops out and I go into free fall. And it can capture that moment of suspension meets free fall meets bound.
I love that. Okay, you all have to
Yeah.
go fund. Please all go fund Barbie, because that I want to see all of that, and I'm sure everyone wants to see that too. Because I swear to God, this couch is a puddle now. I'm so sorry. I'm actually not. This couch is fucking disgusting. We all know this. That is so. Your mind is so amazing, and I love how you do that kind of stuff. And I hope that we get to see that kind of stuff, because you are such an incredible individual, and just the stuff, even not just from FetLife, TikTok, and whatnot. You put out such amazing content, and you need to be recognized. And you are such. You are literally like a niche by yourself as an individual. There's no one else like you in the world. It's incredible.
And talking to you, like, I know that I've got a following. I genuinely don't know how big that following is. I really don't. Because, like, I guarantee my photos have made it a lot further than Fed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone has definitely, like, screenshot you, put you somewhere else, like, and it did happen.
100%. And so, like, I know I have a following, and, like, talking to you, kind of what I think I'm starting to realize is that, like, I think a majority of my followers are people in the industry. Because that seems to be what I come across a lot, is, like, I have photographers regularly talking to me on Fed. I've got one of my followers, fantastic follower, and he's a photographer out of Croatia.
Oh, wow.
And, like, I have done shots specifically modeled after his style.
Wow.
And, like, I've had the chance to work with a couple amazing photographers. Reading Wolf, who on FetLife, who I sent you the links to those 2 articles that he put out.
Great writing that he did.
If you are ever in the DC area and you are looking for a photographer, Reading Wolf on FetLife, amazing man, fantastic to work with. Respectful doesn't cover what it's like to work with him. I've got Silent Pictures that I work with out here. He's the one that did my entire GothBarbie shoot. He did my Suicide Girl shoot.
Yeah, because you are Suicide Girl hopeful, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, and Silent is a fantastic photographer. He's on my friends list. Reading Wolf is on my friends list. I highly recommend both of those photographers, and I want to plug the fuck out of both of them because they are great, wonderful human beings.
Plug anything you'd like to right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, for all the plugs, like, if you're not following me on my socials, I've got FetLife, I've got my Snapchat, I've got TikTok, which
please, her TikTok's amazing. All the links are down below. So.
Yeah. Instagram, and my Facebook is for me and my family.
Yeah,
no.
Facebook. I don't know how people are still on Facebook, but, like, congrats to everyone.
Right. And I'm constantly just right now trying to grow and push my brand. And so I'm evolving new platforms that I'm working on.
I was just gonna say, I just knowing you for the little amount of time that we've been actually, like, talking like this, I've already seen you, like, beautifully evolved. Like, you're so amazing and such a, like, incredible individual. And it's just, I'm so blessed to, like, when you messaged me, I was so flabbergasted that, like, you not only messaged me and were, like, saying really nice things about my podcast, and that you've done your own podcast, and then I asked you to be my podcast. You said yes, and I read around my apartment so many times. My dog's like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, I don't know. And it's so incredible. And would you ever come back on the Ugly Couch? I know it's ugly, but I promise you, I'm not going to claim the cum stains.
I mean, please don't. Okay, remember yesterday I got to actually use the phrase of Is that a pint glass full of cum?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I was dying over that. I was like, yeah.
That was my that was all to me.
You guys will never know this story. This between me and Barbie, okay?
I mean, like, unless you've got like severe breeding kinks, by the way, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, this story probably isn't for you.
Oh shit. Fuck me. I'm crying.
Okay.
God damn it. No. Oh, I'm 100% professional. I swear to God. Oh fuck! I muted myself. Okay. Well, but can't talk. I'm dyslexic.
You okay over there?
I'm fine. I'm dyslexic. It's fine.
Okay. Okay, beautiful.
I'm a ginger. I'm gonna blush so much. Okay, you can't do that. Well, thank you, Barbie, so much for being on the Ugly Couch podcast.
No problem. Happy to be here.
And because we have, I'm just like looking at my notes. We didn't even go through half of it. So
Keep going.
no, we're out of time. But yeah, you have to come back because this is too much fun. Like,
Yeah, no, I have no issue coming back and doing a bunch of segments.
yeah, and then even because I think I'm gonna say this in a lightly way. I know that everyone keeps asking me. I might be going out to Vegas soon, so like maybe something will happen. I don't know. You have to subscribe and tune in and follow us on FetLife and Snapchat and Instagram and what.
And yeah, actually, I mean, once I get off here with you, I'm apparently going over to Ashley's for margaritas and pizza.
All right, you guys got to go follow all of her social media accounts to see if anything happens. I don't know.
Pretty much, because they'll get this in what, a week?
Yep. I'll still post about it right now. It's okay. Well, thank you, Barbie, so much. I've really had a great time, and
it's been my pleasure, sweetie.
You are amazing, and thank you guys so much. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Follow us on all the links down below.
Me.
This is 13GothBarbie.
Send me money.
Yeah, send her money. Come on, we want these sets, like these shoots, to happen. Okay,
right.
Please do. Still not doing the outro. Fuck that. I gotta go clean up myself. Sorry, you guys.